I'm Simon.
I'm Lizzie, I'm married to Simon. We're both just finished our GP training and we've been living in Bristol for the last 3 years.
And we have just come back from Sudan. We've been working in southern Sudan. We're working for a small Christian non-governmental organisation who specialise in going to remote or difficult to access areas and providing healthcare, water and sanitation and shelter to the people in those locations.
It was a very dry area, quite Arabic, lots of Arab traders in the market, and we were working in a project where we were managing a primary healthcare centre in the middle of town and 6 smaller units. So overall I think it covered a population of about 50,000 people.
I loved what I was doing out there. I was teaching and training the community healthcare workers. This was people in their early 20s who were looking after their village. So in essence they were a GP looking after 2,000 people, but they had no equipment, very minimal equipment, a few drugs. And it was just great to be able to give them some of the knowledge that I've got and try and help them look after the people around them. So
we're basically supporting the primary healthcare services there, doing lots of liaising with external organisations like UN organisations, UNICEF, WFP. We had spent a lot of time reporting to our donors on all our activities, ordering drugs and trying to build up a health system there so that when we left the health system would be able to carry on and be run by the local authorities and people there.
It was hard. It was very, very different from obviously being here in Bristol and being in the UK. But eventually we got used to it and we adjusted to how the culture and the people and the temperature. It was really hot. It was 45 degrees most of the time. So that didn't suit me or my complexion, but we managed to get past that. And it was great. I mean, we had some really hard times, which we thought we'd have, but it was great to share them together. And God was really faithful to us throughout, and we learnt lots and we had a wonderful time. We met some amazing people and had this wonderful experience in such a fascinating place and had a real opportunity to really help people with the skills that we've been given. So yeah, we had a really great time.
When we were thinking about going and working overseas, we decided to go to a prophecy clinic at Woodlands, which we'd never done before. We went not knowing anybody, not knowing what to expect, but just saying, you know, God, we're thinking we can really go away and do something this year. Is this what you want us to do? It all started off by one of the ladies saying, I'm getting some very obscure verses tonight. I don't know what this means. And we didn't know anybody in the room. They didn't know anything about us apart from our names. And she said, I've got Proverbs 25:25 coming to me, which is like cold water to a weary soul is good news from a distant land. And then there was this kind of silence. She said, I'm wondering whether you're going to be bringing good news or something like that. And there were lots of other things that were said that were just, it became to us when we came home after that an obedience issue, really. You know, if we've asked God whether He wants us to do this, and He's made it so clear in lots of little ways, we had to go.
It was great going together. We shared a great experience, and we'll always have that. And we learned to work together and always be there with each other. And it went pretty okay most of the time, which was really good.
The world of organisations is so broad, and there's so many different roles. You don't just have to be a doctor or an engineer or a nurse or something very vocational. There's so many roles for different people, like logisticians, HR people, admin people, finance people, IT people, so much. So I'd really encourage anybody who's interested not to think that they aren't able to do it.
I think not everyone can go away sometimes if they've got family commitments or various other things, and I don't think anyone should ever feel guilty about that. I think we've all got different things lined up for us. But for those people who can't go, and there's lots of ways you can get involved. We've got global partnerships here at Woodlands, or financial support, prayer support. It was wonderful to know that we had people praying for us from church and family and friends. And yeah, and also you can send parcels out. We got some parcels when we were away from people here at Woodlands, and it was brilliant to receive chocolate when we were in the middle of nowhere and the depths of the bush. So yeah, there's lots of ways that people can get involved.
It's just a really amazing thing to do. God has been so faithful, and we've been supported by our friends and our family in so many ways.
God was unbelievably faithful when we were in some tricky situations and difficult situations, and He really came through for us, which was obviously fantastic.
The thing that I will take away most from this year is that God has really taught me that it's not about what I do, it's about the way I do things and how my heart is, and I really hope that I'll keep that with me.